I know that my next guest would also be very much tapping into that whole area. I'm joined by a former member of An Garda Síochána, John O'Sullivan. Good morning to you, John.
Morning, Alan.
And thank you for travelling down to Wexford to be with us today. But you're kind of on a scouting mission because you're coming back very shortly to Wexford and you're not coming alone. Who are you bringing with you?
No, we're coming back down on Sunday the 19th of June to Clayton White's Hotel, and we're celebrating 25 years of holidays here in Wexford with the senior citizens living in the Kevin Street, Kilmainham area in Dublin.
So how many of these True Blue Dubs will be coming down to spend time with us?
Well, in total, accompanied by Community Gardaí and 4 nurses, there's 252 arriving in on Sunday on 5 coaches, but the
5 coach loads, yeah.
5 coach loads, but not all arrive at the hotel at one time. We have 3 coaches coming in first, and then the other 2 will remain out at the race.
You weren't with the Garda Traffic Corps when you were serving, were you? Because that seems to be like a bit of Garda experience there, not to bring all the coaches in at one time.
Yes, we have a traffic plan discussed here with Superintendent Doyle here in Wexford, a few weeks back.
All right. How did this all come about, John?
Well, I came to Kevin Street Garda Station in September 1972, and like a lot of guards, I spent my early years doing foot patrol in the south inner city, and as the time went by, I became more and more friendly with some of the elderly people living there, and in 1986 we set up a holiday programme for 38 senior citizens, 4 guards and a nurse down to my hometown in Kilmare, County Kerry. Mm-hmm. And it became an instant success, and word spread around fast. And then in May of 1988, we needed another hotel, so we set up the holiday programme with the Great Southern Hotel in Rosslare Harbour.
Really? And that was the first time you came then to Wexford? The
very first time, and we were there from 1988 until it sadly and very sadly closed down in 2009.
I see. But you have a little poem there from 1994 which kind of captures what you and your group are all about. In true, now, are you a fan of the late John B then, being a Kerry man? Yeah.
Well, John B wasn't the author of this one, though.
I know he wasn't, but you're going to give an old John B slant to the presentation of it. What is this? This is a little verse of your memory of a trip to Wexford in 94.
By one of the senior citizens that was in the group that time. We're off to the County Wexford, to a place that's called Rosslare. From the liberties in Ballaclia, 5 leisure days to share. We've got 1,000 reasons to leave worries far behind. With the boys in blue looking after you, no better guide you'll find. Let enjoyment be your password from now till we get back. Forget all care, let down your hair, we'll have the best of crack. When we come back to Kevin Street and all round Inchicore, we'll bring with us fond memories of 1994. At the Great Southern Hotel we're staying and having all our meals. There's nightly entertainment there. We'll be dancing jigs and reels. 5 coach loads all are going. We'll travel down in style along the eastern coastline where there's beauty every mile. We'll cruise the River Barrow and have tea along the way, and play for monster prizes at a bingo game next day. To Kilkenny on the Thursday, that city oh so fair, we'll tour its famous castle as the guest of the Lord Mayor. And when our trip is ended and we are all back home, we'll long remember Wexford, no matter where we roam. Our thanks to all who organised and helped in any way give people of advancing years such a smashing holiday in the Great Southern Hotel, Rosslare Harbour.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I mean, as you say, sadly that hotel is no longer with us, but there are thankfully great hotels in this county of ours, and again tapping into the whole area of Wexford as a tourist destination. So from the outside looking in, as a Kerry man who went to Dublin to become a member of An Garda Síochána and now bringing these retirees down to Wexford, what is it about Wexford that attracts them? Why do the Dubs like coming to Wexford?
Well, it takes us about 4 years to go through the programme for a senior citizen before they come back to the same hotel. But it's the people, the staff in the hotels. You know, when the Great Southern closed down, I suppose we went into a short mourning period, and then we set up a new contract with Clayton White's Hotel. And the general manager there is hoping that we'll be going to him as long as Joe O'Brien, as long as we're going to the Great Southern in Rosslare Harbour. But it's all credit to the staff. The staff and the management of the hotel look after them so well.
Yeah, and the actual characters that are travelling down, because I have relatives in Dublin, and my wife has relatives in Dublin, down around Ringsend, and they're absolutely brilliant people. There's a special magnetism about there, isn't there? A special charisma about them. Well, they love life.
Oh, they love life, and of course the great thing about it, the great success about this is the feeling of sense and security that they have, and the company, I coming down, well, we never go away on a holiday without bringing a nurse with us. On this one now, we have 4 nurses who will give you up at their own time. They're volunteers, part of the team, and they'll be with us as well. And it's a great sense of security having the nurses and the guards, and many of them they know so well now on first names, because they've been part of the team for years, the guards.
So what are they like? What are amongst the group of 250? There must be some fantastic characters, John, are there?
Well, just like the lady there that wrote the poem. The poem, and I mean, it's great listening to the history, because well, I suppose I better say the youngest woman that's coming down, believe it or not, is 96, Esther. And she's been coming with us for years, and she's still coming, and this will be but for them it's great, for the people that come on the holidays, because they have so much to look forward to.
Yeah,
it's not just a holiday we do. We have 2 bingo sessions there after the Christmas, and another one then in October. Last Christmas there we had 406 enjoy the 25th Christmas
You're going
party.
all over the county, aren't you? You're going down to Wellington Bridge, you're going to Gorey, you're going everywhere. You're travelling.
I know Wexford nearly as well as I know Kerry at this stage.
And the 5 buses, are they all going to travel in convoy then when you go to these various destinations?
Yes, we have they all organised with the trip to the John F. Kennedy Park, and then going to the Horse and Hound for lunch afterwards on the Monday, and then on Thursday then we're off up to Goria, where they're having lunch in the Ashdown Park, and then on Friday when they're returning back to Dublin, we stop off at the Art Club A for lunch there, so when they return to Dublin then they can sit back and that evening when
because
they get home.
It's going to be a big boost to the economy. It's not just staying in Clayton White's Hotel or going to the various. They're going to be able to potter around the main street of Wexford, and they'll get a very warm welcome. Oh yeah, I mean we've been working on this for quite some time, and the tourist board here are involved, and we have the mayor. There's a special function, isn't there? And the bishop is saying mass and everything. When is that on?
On the Wednesday morning at 12 o'clock in Rose Street Church. The Bishop of Ferns will be celebrating mass, and then there's a former Garda chaplain and the father here in Rose Street. He'll be celebrating, and anybody. We're going to have our own choir there, and the people here in Wexford are welcome to join in as well. And
that's on the Wednesday.
On the Wednesday, there are.
What time is it again? What time?
At 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock Wednesday.
And then the bishop is joining us in that evening, then for dinner, and So there's a lot. The mayor of Wexford will be coming. The Cathaoirleach of the county council.
They're all there. So it's a big celebration.
They are, yeah.
Look, your journey was interesting. 72, you arrived at Kevin Street Garda Station.
That's right.
Young man growing up in Kenmare and Kerry. What was that like for you as a transformation then? Did you go to Templemore? Is that where you were trained?
I did, yeah. I was trained in Templemore and then up to Kevin Street in Dublin.
And you had to retire at the age of 57, which was a big problem for you because you didn't want to retire at all.
No, well, I retired in December 2005. But at that stage I was 57, so that was the compulsory age at that time. But it was much more than a job to me. I mean, the community and the community work had been so much part of my life, and I missed it. But then I was lucky because the team, as I call all the other members involved, they wanted me to stay on with them. So now I regard myself as being the captain of a great team of volunteer guards and nurses. And
a lot is made about what they call active retirement, but there's a lot of people who the transition from working 24/7 almost into retirement is a huge transition. How do the people that you deal with, and how did you cope with that whole area? Because being a guard, you were active, you were on shift work and everything, you rose to the rank of sergeant. Was it a big culture shock for you when you did retire?
Yes, I mean, I say, as I was saying to you earlier on, for me it came too soon. but I had to accept it. But then I was lucky because I stayed involved afterwards for another 10 years with the daycare centre up in Inchicore in Dublin. And I just finished that there in December, and then we went off out. We have a son out in Auckland in New Zealand. There's 2 girls and boy Peter in the middle. So we went out to him, myself and Dina, and we spent 6 weeks with him out there.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that too.
And does this keep you young? What you're doing, John?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love this because I see how much it means to people, and anybody that talks to any of these people here that they're even here in Wexford, that they thoroughly enjoyed. It's a huge success story. Because it's been going on for so, and it's still going on as big as ever.
And what does it mean? We talked about the characters within the group. You mentioned the woman who's 96. You mentioned the people who wrote that poem. But in general, do they look forward to it? Because this is a 5-day event. Because you've taken them to Lourdes as well, haven't you? You've taken them everywhere.
We took 317 out to Lourdes to celebrate the millennium back in 2000, and about every third or fourth year, depending on the funding, we go to Fatima, or we've done both Fatima and Lourdes.
Yeah, and how do you finance it? Is that a nightmare trying to finance it? Because
well, we've been lucky because all through the year we have different fundraising concerts up in Dublin, and then we had there's a team, Garda cycling team, that's now become known as the Tour de Force.
Yeah, and
that all started out coming on a cycle trip down here to Wexford when we were celebrating another celebration in the hotel over in the harbour, and they've been very good to us over the years.
So they're subsidised to a degree, all the people that travel. Is that what happens?
That's right. Yeah, we set a figure and we keep all the holidays are all the same. They're all 4 night, 5 days, Sunday to Thursday. But this one here, because of the celebration, we've extended it an extra night to Friday.
Silver Jubilee is a tremendous landmark. Katrina Redmond has just texted in. She says, "Well done to you, John. You and your team do wonderful work, and this is Community Gardaí at work at its very best. Well done and thank you," is another text that has just come in. And I know that there's a community aspect to Garda Síochána work right around the county, and at Christmas time lots of people celebrate through the kindness and the good work of Garda Síochána. But when you look at it and you analyse it, what do you think people get most from it?
I would say being involved in the groups, because one of the bigger problems for elderly people
is loneliness.
Would be the loneliness.
Yeah.
And this is the great thing about it. Now, all these people that we have, there's about 500 in the 13 senior citizen clubs in the district that's covered by Kevin Street in Kilmainham. And the clubs and club committees do brilliant work because they look after them every week.
Yeah, so
they come to their club.
There will be some people who are widowed recently, and they travel as well with you, do they?
Oh yeah, I mean they're the ones that need the help, and they need a bit of a lift. Okay. And of course they thrive on elderly people thrive on the little bit of TLC, as I call it, which is the tender loving care, and they love being recognised, and they a lot of people just love to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, well, look, I hope that they'll be able to walk along the beautiful quay frontier, savour John F. Kennedy Park, the trip to Gorey, the trip to Wellington Bridge, and I know that Wexford will roll out the red carpet for them. You can rest assured on that, as they have done down through the years. Is there anything else you'd like to add, John?
No, actually, you just mentioned Katrina Redmond there. Katrina was instrumental in bringing us in doing the package in Clayton Whites, because she worked in the Great Southern in Rosslare Harbour for quite a number of years while we were there. And
so you had a contact?
We had a contact, we had.
Okay. We look out for the 5 buses on June the 19th.
Yes,
that's when
right.
we arrive,
yeah.
And the warm Wexford welcome will be there.
Joe O'Brien. Well, we have 2 Joe O'Briens. We have Joe O'Brien, general manager of the hotel, but we also have Joe O'Brien, the coach company, and he's organising all that.
Well, it goes in 3, so you're looking for a 3rd Joe O'Brien now. John O'Sullivan, a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well done, and happy Silver Jubilee to all involved in this very special 6-day holiday to Wexford. Their Silver Jubilee. We're going to take a break. We've got some live music. The band's called Static, and they're going to take us up to news at midday.
Southeast Radio's Morning Mix.
Brought to you in association with Joyce's Expert Wexford. For Go Photo. Develop your